Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Now in this episode, this should be the last episode before, rather the last episode with mundane affairs going on, before we head on to the next part of the action guild adventure. I don't know how much I will pause the recording in this specific video, and I don't know how long this video will last. But we will skip day. Demon army to deal with. That can just come by itself. Let's deal with the army, and then we can deal with the event after that. Easy enough. Obviously, since I have not exactly the army sizes that is expected of me. First blood. One of the officers has been bringing recruits to the prison so that they could fight weakened captives and kill them. He wanted to prepare the newcomers for their first battle, but unfortunately during one of the training sessions, one of the soldiers got killed and everything came to light. Approve this method of training. Because of these practice battles, soldiers will go into their first battle ready to take someone's life. This experience, paid for with the blood of others, will save the lives of recruits. What is this? An undead advisor to the Lord of Death has arrived from the ziggurat. Okay. I see the number of your undead servants is growing day after day. You have done well, student, surprisingly well. But we need to prepare further for the day when your living allies will betray you. I trust you understand this inevitability. As your legend grows, so too will the anger of the righteous when they turn their gazes toward your domain. The solution is simple. Spare your living crusaders for now. The area is littered with old Sarkorian burial mounds. Direct your servants to open these tombs and bring back the dead. The sentimental mortals will, of course, resent these orders, but it's foolish not to use such abundant resources quite literally lying under our feet. Elianka dramatically clears her throat. It's not enough to multiply the ranks of undead soldiers. You also have to get rid of living troublemakers. The crusade is full of useless mortals, camp followers, peddlers, the severely disabled, and other rabble. They provide no benefit to you, but could form a raging mob during an insurrection. Just say the word and we'll commence the great reaping in the name of Urgathoa. Let the unwanted be put to the sacrificial knife. Septimus bows his head. Such barbarity. Allow me to suggest a different approach. In Geb, the living and dead coexist peacefully thanks to the dead laws, which grant equal rights to all. If you introduce similar laws in Dresden, you will attract many new allies, powerful and noble souls, not mindless minions bound to serve the will of others. They will provide much-needed support. Skeleton's creation? I don't think I want to do that. That one is the most interesting one. Yeah, I think I'll go with that one. From this day forward, Dresden will live by the dead laws. Thank you for your confidence, Commander. Legists and scribes will immediately start working on the preparations for edicts to proclaim your will publicly. Wish the loading times were a little less. I've studied the Sword of Valor. But it doesn't do anything in there. Did I get a new quest? No, not really. Oh, I've completely forgotten about this one. We have to go do that. Okay, let's go take a nap and we can run out quickly to Miamir.
I say, Nenio, have you heard that there is a dinosaur living in the sewers beneath Dresden?
This claim is so popular that every 10th Crusader keeps rushing to tell me of it. Having spent 3 nights in the cesspits of Dresden, I can confidently say that the claim is a baseless rumor and nothing more.
Of course. You would, wouldn't you, Nenio? She is so gullible. And again, what can you expect from someone who is that insane?
Let's save some adventures for later.
Why? Oh, you need to rest, do you?
A bright
Scylla.
future awaits us.
Make him less fatigued. Here we are. Just in case... Never mind. Sister Miamir, as I suspected, while everyone thought you dead, you were happy to spit on your vows, your comrades, and the crusade, and all for the sake of satisfying your own curiosity. You are a stain on our movement. You are hereby arrested for desertion. Take shelter in the briars. Lay thistles under your head. Bitter, bitter wolfberries. Quit acting the fool. You'll come with me willingly, or else I'll force you. A barely discernible whisper touches your mind. It sounds like the rustling of sand on ice. She belongs to this place, mortal. She will stay here. You will not save her. Leave her or kill her and go on your way, or else you will stay her in her place. Hey, who's there? Come out, show yourself. You desire to know who I am? I will allow it. But this knowledge is not without cost. Oh no. A terrible figure, a petrified skeleton with branching horns, seemed to grow out of the ground in front of you. Mortals, begone! Begone from this place. She is mine. Leave her to me. You are mistaken, dead one. It is you who belongs to me. Let's see who this fellow is first. Who are you? Siabray. The sound of the word feels like ice in your air, like you've just laid your head on a frozen tombstone. I was a druid in old Sarkores long, long ago, before the surviving magic users brought disaster upon themselves. While this land was alive, I protected it with my life. When the time came for it to die, I followed it into death. The smooth gleaming white stones in the skull's eye sockets are fixed on the petrified tree. Our forests held secrets, ancient sacred truths. The demons brought fire. Flesh and wood burn as well as each other. But stone does not burn. We turned our trees to stone and stood next to them as stone guardians. Why do you say that Miamir belongs to this place? Insolent, foolish mortal came here seeking the secrets of the old forests. Well, I allowed her to glimpse them, but these secrets come at a cost. To preserve them, to escape the fire into the embrace of stone, we paid with our lives and souls. It is only fair that she should pay the same price. You are mistaken, dead one. It is you who belongs to me. Emotionless, polished white stones shine in the Seabray's eye sockets, but you think you can see the monster's horror in the stone's smooth surface as you inexorably reach with an unseen hand toward its soul. The skeleton gives a howl of terror, and the branches of the petrified tree groan in unison. Your body greedily absorbs the tree's power. The hardness of the dead tree, unbent by time, flows into your flesh and bones, suffusing them with unshakable fortitude. When you finish, the dead guardian crumbles into dust. Land's dark moans, wind's grey songs. Muttering something indecipherable, Miamir drops to her knees before the Seabray's dust, grasping handfuls of it and pouring it from one hand to the other. What a sorry sight. Get up, Sister Miamir. You must stand trial. Mia... who? The mad woman looks at Nistra with empty, uncomprehending eyes. What do you think I should do with her? Sane or not, desertion is a crime. She's in no state to be at the front. Send her to Nerosian. Let the Queen herself pass judgment on her. For the head of an order to absent themselves without approval is a disgrace. I am arresting her for desertion and sending her to Nerosian for trial. Let her fate be a warning to everyone. This is quite different when we're not playing as a lich, to put it that way. Decent loot, though. Okay, I'll just pause the recording here and head back to Dresden. Here we are. The elf Kaelessa's last wish was that her friends in Kyonin learned of her story. The commander is the only one who can recount its every detail. We get 50 marksmen. Suspect we can do this. Undead aristocracy. Whatever. Okay, so it's the 17th. We'll go until the 24th. Get the relic augmented. The commander has been contacted by an eccentric aristocrat from Absalom. He collects various monsters for his personal menagerie and desperately wants to add a few demons to his collection. He's willing to pay you handsomely for this service. What? No. Refused the request. The soldiers were not enthusiastic about the prospect of risking their lives trying to capture demons alive. They appreciated the commander's refusal. Druids have arrived in Dresden to perform magical rituals over Sulema's relic. Whereas some want to purify it, others revere the fallen druid and wish to honor him. Not convinced by either of them, to be honest. Just take that one and sell it. Go on with this one. You have to kill this demon army, and I think there's another one as well. I thought there was one. Well, I can send this army down here at least. There is another one, I can see it. Well, that's great. Can't see the icon there. So the other one is here. I got the wrong army, of course. Not that it matters, because that happened. Let's get the correct army this time. That's a little bit annoying with the undead armies, I have to admit. I keep forgetting to look at what army have I actually picked. That's better. This one, I'm going to just send it down this direction. And go stand there. A lady who has come to Dresden on business has requested a private audience. She claims to have connections with one of the commander's retinue. This I have no idea what is. An old half-elf woman bows to you. She is stately despite her years, with grey strands in her carefully combed hair and a graceful figure. Ria Neath. Neath? Representative of the Firidazzle & Co. trading house in Erosian at your service. The woman hands you a business card printed on expensive paper with gold lettering. I have a formal offer for the merchants of Dresden regarding the procurement of construction material, and a more personal matter which I'm afraid only you can help me with. Do you want to trade here? Yes, for a while. I have product samples of what our trading house has to offer. If you need something, you will easily find me in the fortress, but to be honest, I can discuss supplies with your subordinates. What kind of personal matter? Ria looks around. I would prefer not to talk about it here. Please, find me in the fortress, then we'll talk. Right, I will find you when I have the time. Ria bows again. Thank you. Go outside and we'll do the 2 chats that we need to do. Wonder, does Finian... No, not really. He's still not perfect.
Follow my lead.
So she is over here. Now I have to run back and forth a couple of times because I remember who she is. Ria is standing arms folded, pensively observing the activity around her. Noticing you, she greets you with a nod. Remind me, who are you? Ria Neath, sales representative of the Fury Dazzle & Co. trading house in Rosian. I have a few offers for your quartermaster, but making business connections is not my main reason for being here. Show me your wares. Does she have anything of interest? I have to sneeze. Sorry about that. Not really. Of course we can buy that one. What is this personal matter you wanted to discuss with me? Ria sighs loudly. She obviously has trouble saying this. Her cold, business-like manner melts away. I've said this in my head so many times, and now that I actually have to say it, I can't put two words together. I want to talk to my son, very much, but he is avoiding me. I know you are friends, or at least he listens to you. If only you could convince him to at least approach me. Just a minute, what's your son's name? I know no one by the name of Neath. That's because he goes by the name of Lann without a last name. Oh, of course. Forgive me. Neath is not a real family name exactly. My husband didn't have any at all, neither did I. We took the name of the village he lived in. My son's name is Lann. He knows I'm here and is hiding from me. I can't blame him, but I might never have another chance to make amends and tell him I love him. Why doesn't Lann want to see you? Ria turns around. Isn't it obvious? I gave up and abandoned him. The day his father and I decided to go our separate ways, that was that. He must resent me, or hate me. Maybe he's ashamed of me. Maybe he is wiser than me. Some children shouldn't meet their mothers. There's no point in reopening old wounds, but I still want to see him so much. Why did you abandon your son? Because... Ria fights back tears as if the tragedy is still too raw for her. I broke. Gave up. Convinced myself that it was our decision, not my decision. That it would be better for everyone. I'm not sure if Lann told you, but I had other children besides him. They were different. All of them were special, and all were missing something. They just couldn't survive. The last one was born in pieces, and I realized he would be the last one. I just knew it. I didn't need any healers to tell me that. After that, it's like I sank into a black hole. I saw Kin grieve. I saw Lann struggle to find a place for himself. The neighbors felt no pity for us when they heard about our struggles. They accused us of worshipping demons, Lamashtu, anyone, and I realized I was to blame for all of it, for making Kin go up to the surface, for deciding to have children with him no matter what. Sharing in Kin's life, having Lann. And for what? So he could suffer? Kin and I discussed it. He said he would take our son and go to his tribe. We both thought we were relieving each other of a terrible burden, but at least we would be making Lann happy because he would grow up among his own kind. I still ask myself if we did the right thing. Lann doesn't want to see me, there was nothing right about it. What kind of mother could abandon her own child? Ria looks you in the eye. Yes, I agree. A half-elf married a mongrel. How did that happen? Ria smiles sadly. When it comes to love, does it matter who you are? Back when I was young, I was a smuggler. One day my friends and I were attacked by our rivals. They were in such a hurry to get their plunder they didn't even finish us off. They just threw us into a well. Ended up in the mongrel tunnels. Kin was young and curious. Luckily, our boots interested him less than we did. He brought me back to life. I screamed and stabbed at him. That was probably a sign that our marriage wouldn't be a happy one. Still, we loved each other. He took care of me and was always ready to make me laugh. Was optimistic, but not the most driven man. I, on the contrary, was too driven. Dragged him to the surface. I believed back then I could move mountains if I just wanted it hard enough. But it didn't work out. Right, I'll find your son. Rhea nods, trying to maintain her composure, but tears are glistening in her eyes. Thank you. This means so much to me. Thank you for your time, Commander. So I have to run over to Lann, so be right back. Here we are. What brings you here? Congratulations, Chief. How do you like your new title? Lann looks at you sullenly. If I just scream "ah" for 5 minutes and rip all the hair out of my body, will that count as an answer to your question? I've always been a loner, as much as anyone can be in a tribe. Sure, I was never left out of any birthday parties, but only out of courtesy. I got used to caring only about myself, but now the entire tribe is my responsibility, and I'm expected to feed them, teach them, heal them, settle their disputes. Sometimes I feel like I'm going insane, and I can't do anything right. And sometimes I take a breath, look around, and everything seems to be working. No one's died, no one's crying or eating dirt, which means I've done alright. But look who I'm talking to. You understand it just as well as I do. What's it like being a commander? If I just scream "ah" for 10 minutes. Actually, I think I will pick that. If I just scream "ah" for 10 minutes, will that count as an answer? Lann laughs. Alright, let's pick a time and we'll scream together. I think we both need it. Now you're not the only mongrel on the surface. Got any plans for the future? Plans? You have too high of an opinion of me. To be honest, I've never had less of a plan than I do right now. I thought everything would be simple. We'd go to the surface, become crusaders, and somehow figure things out later. But later is now. Saul tells me not to rush things, but he always says that. If I listen to him, I'll have moss growing out of my ears before a single thing changes. One thing's for sure. As long as you're our leader, there is hope. Things are always happening around you, and it made me realize that I need to stick with you. If I do, one day I'll find myself scaling a citadel of evil, a bow blessed by all the gods clamped between my teeth, about to plant an arrow in the chest of some ancient evil demon. Your people have come to the surface. Does this mean you are no longer neithers? Ha! That is a good question. We're not fully uplanders yet. I think we are now uplander neithers. Although, if you think about it, we used to be neither uplanders. After all, our ancestors came to the caves from the surface. And now I've given myself a headache. Maybe I'll leave the task of renaming our people for a better time. Your mum came to see you, Lann. Why don't you want to talk to her? Ah, it got to you too. It's not that I don't want to see her, I'm just busy. Lann waves his hand vaguely, with, this and that, crusader matters. Sometimes I feel like a mother of a large brood. Besides, she didn't come here for me, she's here on business. I don't want to distract her. By the way, have you seen her card? Got one from a merchant. Lann produces a business card from his pocket. Rhea Neath, Theridazel & Co. Trading House, Nerosian. Embossed in gold and everything. People with gold lettering on their business cards probably don't have time for idle chit-chat. I'll bet you need to book an appointment a week in advance. And if I do, what would we talk about? You think I'm angry at her? I'm not. I never was. She and my dad had it rough. They didn't make it, and that's nobody's fault. But so much time has passed. She and I are just strangers now. If you happen to see her, tell her I've got a lot on my mind, or on my plate right now. Maybe some other time. I know she lives in Erosian now. Maybe I'll send her a present on her birthday. Okay, going back to his mother. Here we are. I'm sorry, but Lann doesn't want to see you. Rhea nods. He's stubborn. I'm not sure if he gets it from me or his father. Please, try again, but now. Rhea retrieves a packet from her bag and opens it to reveal a small striped arrow painted yellow and red with blue fletching. There. It's an arrow from his very first bow. I made them so bright they could easily be seen in the grass. I showed him how to shoot. I taught him to train his vision, to account for the wind, to fix his string. Just take it to him as a souvenir, a keepsake. Tell him I have never forgotten him. I know Lann won't forgive me, but he should know that at least. Back to Lann. I mean, clearly the Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade doesn't have anything better to do than being an errand boy between a mother and her son standing at the opposite sides of a city. Yeah. Your mom gave me this. She's never forgotten you, and she's very sorry. Lann takes the arrow carefully and examines it. This is my toy from when I was a kid. It's... Suddenly he breaks the arrow with his clawed hand and flings it behind his back. It doesn't matter. Not anymore. She made her choice and my dad let her. I don't want to blame her. I have no right to. Lann catches his breath and smiles with the human half of his mouth. Sorry, I must have woken up on the wrong side of the bed today. Sitting around Dresden for too long is bad for me. I start getting irritated by the smallest things, and I'm always in the best mood when I'm killing demons in the wound. Don't tell her I threw away the arrow, and please tell her I don't want to see her. It will be better for everyone that way. Guess what? Back to his mother. Here we are. He threw the arrow away. I'm sorry. Rhea grits her teeth, holding back tears, and tosses her head proudly. All right. It was just a silly sentimental piece of wood that won't change anything. He's right. He did the right thing. Lann strides up to Rhea and stops, as if he's hit an invisible wall. Mom? You look well. Rhea clenches her fingers so tight her knuckles go white. Lann, you're so tall. I see your entire tribe is here. How is Dad? Did he stay down below? He died. Oh, I see. Lann, I thought you didn't want to come. I still don't want to be here, but I would be a coward if I didn't come. It's alright, Mum. I'm not angry with you. I've just been very busy. Rhea looks away. You're lying. Am I not even worthy of your anger, Lann? You hate me that much? Is that all you have to say to each other? Why don't you finally reconcile? Because we never fought. I don't understand why this is such a big deal. Alright, we said hello. I've done my filial duty. Do you hate me, Lann? Mom, of course not. Lann frowns and shakes his head. I understand. For years, I've blamed myself for you and Dad trying to live like a normal family and have more children. If I hadn't given you false hope by being born alive and almost human, grief wouldn't have broken you. If anyone is to blame, it's me. I don't have the right to be angry with you. I'm going to go with the good one here. What does it matter if you have the right or not? Say what you really feel. I can't joke my way through this, can I? Do you want me to turn to my mother and say, Mum, it doesn't matter that my last brother was taken out of you piece by piece. It doesn't matter that you've been banished from everywhere because of Dad and me. None of that matters because a selfish brat wanted to have a mum and still does, even after growing up into a man. Is that what you want me to say? No. That will never happen. Never. Rhea smiles sadly. You've already said everything you need to, sweetie, and you've never been a selfish brat. Headstrong, and a little lazy maybe, but never selfish. Forgive me. I love you so much, whether you believe it or not. I am sorry that I wasn't strong enough to be the mother you deserve. Lann gives up. His face falls like someone let all the air out of him. I forgive you. I love you too. What I said just now, I went too far. I was so lonely without you, and angry at you, at Dad, and at myself most of all. I know, Lann. I'm so sorry. Rhea quickly wipes away her tears and smiles. You silly little cave potato. Don't you dare be angry at yourself. I've never regretted having you. Not a single day. You know, I'm leaving soon, but when the war is over, find me in Nerosian. We will visit your brothers together. I made sure their graves were looked after. Well, do you agree? Lann gulps and nods without saying a word. This is a good time to yawn. Okay. I think that's enough of that. Let's go talk to the Hand of the Inheritor and start the Midnight Thane, so we can get into the Midnight Thane in the next episode. Here we are. Xanthir told me of a demonic barrier hidden beneath Iomede's symbol in the center of the city. I encountered a similar demonic barrier in Arilu Vorlish's... Arilu? That's a different game. Arilu Vorlish's laboratory, and was able to breach it. I can open this barrier too. All you will have to do is protect the city from the blast. I am impressed by your many gifts, champion. Together we shall open the passage and protect the city, and then we shall burn the Midnight Thane with a cleansing fire of righteousness. But first, we must gather our strength. I shall send word to Queen Galfrey. Her help may be necessary when we reach that dark bastion of the Abyss. The Queen will heed my call and arrive quickly, within a month. You must use the time to prepare to attack the Thane. Answer a few of my questions before I leave. Okay, so now we have to wait until the Queen arrives. I need to do some vendor stuff. So I think I shall do that. I am pretty sure we're done with all the things that we can get done now. Yep. There we go. I even fifth. And now all of the level ups make sense. Must have done something seriously wrong or something. Let's do the mythic levels for the various characters. Social at level 4 should go here. Yet again to take an impossible domain. This time we'll have the domain of madness, which gives the vision of madness and the aura of madness, and also access to the madness domain. And we have Aru, level 4, rapid shot. Then we have Delamere, level 4, deadly 8. No, this is level 1. So the bigger they are. Level 2, rapid shot. Level 3, acting shot. Level 4, deadly aim. We have Staunton at level 1, should get stand, and I suppose that actually makes sense for him. Then again, I don't really. Last stand, 2, focus mythic, 8, 3, elemental. Not sure what. He's a war priest. What else? Level 4, we want weapon specialization, mythic. Then we have Greybor, who at Mythic level 4 should take Mythic Sneak Attacker. And we have Regil, take 2-weapon fighting. Our Paladin see here. Oh, proved critical. Longsword. Nenio. Extra mythic ability. Ascendant element. Electricity. Ember. School Mastery. Camellia. Extra mythic ability. Casting. That should be the last one of those. Now, what we have to do now is basically go to the keep, citadel, and pass days until we reach the day where Queen Galfrey comes in.
I know what to do.
I think we can just do, say, 25 days in this episode, and we can do the final ones in the next one, so that we can begin the Midnight Fane in next episode. And preferably also having taken a nap. All our abilities are fresh and ready for the It's the 24th. We ready by the 1, 3. We have 2 events. The Fate of the Voracious Jumble. We can make it a club. We can make it a flail. Let's just make it a flail. A Royal Parade. It is very much whatever. Let's do this one next. And deal with this. Nidal, the land of necromancers and followers of Zon Kuthon, is a nation of ill repute, but the demon invasion poses a threat to even them. The news that a contingent of Nidalese forces is on its way to Dresden has caused a scandal in the capital. We can refuse their help, we can let them stay, or we can improve relations with them. We're going to improve relations with them. Not because I need the army, but interest. Upon their arrival in Dresden, the Nidalese warriors found out that they had been given the best part of the fortress to stay in, as well as plenty of fresh blood and magical ingredients. The officer who brought these troops expressed his gratitude to the commander and promised to highlight it in a dispatch to his masters. 4. I have to deal with that. Deal with itself. An Uliudru. Go. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, Now we have fugitives. Of course, the fate of this Hidden Tusk. Let's make a short spear out of it. On the way to Dresden, a large group of criminals convicted and exiled into service in the crusade has escaped. They are now hiding in the mountains, but it seems unlikely that they will last long out there. We can either have the... no, we can just leave them be. Decision without consequences. Go. Decree, let's do the voracious jumble. And go out. See whether or not visors or something else that needs attention. Which I doubt. Indeed. Save. Back to the table. 9, 10, 11, 2 demon armor, 12, 'Sure, you can see why I'm not a huge fan of the crusade giants. Need help with that mod though. I don't have to watch the arrows fly very slowly across the grid. Okay, I need to check out where that other army is. Okay, it's going to straight into one of our armies. 13. I need to go break it up with Darren. That is something I must remember for the beginning of the next. Okay, we can now continue to enchant these hidden tusks. So the voracious jumble can either become the craving maw, or the unslumbering predator, or the unending distortion. To take the unslumbering predator, none of these are actually useful. A group of emissaries have arrived in Dresden, the Knights of Ozum from last war. For centuries, their chapter guarded a sinister artifact created by Tar Bathon, a necromantic weapon of terrifying power. The power of the containment seal on the cursed relic has waned over the years, and the Knights of Ozum are worried that when it breaks it will trigger a magical explosion. All living things for miles around will be turned into undead, the ground will be infected with deathly energies, and the Knights of Ozum are asking for the permission to take the dangerous artifact out into the lands of the Worldwound and destroy it there. Oh, that was a great idea. Oh. Relic of Tar. Unholy necrotic and +3. Forbid the plan. The Worldwound is deadly enough without dragging artifacts of a Lord of Death into it. Well, both the soldiers of the Crusade and the officials from the capital were grateful to the commander who took it upon himself to deny the request of the Shining Crusade. 14. 15. 16. 17. Why did we go back to Dresden? 80. Continue with this one. We can awaken Chill Roar's Icy Blood, or we voice. Enemy army has reached you now. 90. Off by what? Now. We're just lagging. There we go. Let's kill those guys. Leave them down. Apparently we have an heir to deal with. A young noble has arrived in Dresden seeking the commander's help. He was sent to join the crusaders by his old father, an influential noble who grew tired of condoning his debauched son's antics. If the young man does not mature and fails to prove himself in the war, the discontent parent will disinherit him. Unfortunately for the young man, he is a drunk, a profligate, whatever that is, and a mediocre warrior who will never find glory on the battlefield. The poor youth is asking the commander to help him by fixing a fight with an opponent who will be weakened beforehand. Once he returns home victorious, he will never forget this favor. Sure, infernal cavalry, whatever that is. Noble and horrifying riders who worship Asmodeus and fight demons. At least they're lawful evil. The sleazy youth was banished in shame. His father sent the commander his apologies for his son's poor upbringing and a group of warriors, as a token of his appreciation for the commander's honesty. 20. 21. Another demon army areas. Not. B2. B3. Get a hand axe, a battle axe, or a great axe. Relics. This one, 24. There are times when even the military warehouses in Erosian run out. The capital is preparing to order a large shipment of gear. The treasury wants to know the commander's preferences for equipping his soldiers. High quality, pricey gear, or something more affordable that would make it possible to outfit everyone. We have 1,343,997 finance points. I think this is not a problem for us, but sure. Cheap gear? No. High quality gear? Profitable purchase? Or just purchase gear through Labor. Cost of recruiting trainable units reduced by 10 blah blah. Doesn't matter. High quality gear. And 25. Okay. Oi. Why can't you shoot? Oh, because those guys were charmed. Okay. Did you actually kill the entirety of that troop? Yep, 2,000. But it doesn't really matter because, yep. No. It just doesn't matter. So, with that, I think we can wrap up this episode, and in the next one, we shall finally be going down into the Midnight Fane. Just need to remember to break up with Darren first. Otherwise, there will be some unfortunate consequences that I would not like. For now, if you have any questions and or comments, then please do feel free to leave those in the comment section. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope to see you all in the